green flag. My bet is that the guys that are up front right now, it's going to be their race to lose based on getting some decent tires. Jody Ridley, though, all you got to do is give him a little sniff of the purse, and he's like a hunting dog going after it. I mean, he'll be getting to the front as quick as he possibly can. Jeff Purvis is your leader, as you just saw. In case you're just joining us, you're watching the 28th annual running of the Snowball Derby. I'm Pat Patterson, Eddie Sharp, down trackside Mark Allen, Doug Rice, and Jeff Purvis. Got Ricky Brooks, a lap car there in between himself and Freddie Query, or excuse me, is it Rich or Freddie? They look just alike. It's hard to tell. Well, I think it's Rich Bickle. In the 5 car, the 6, of course, is Freddie Query. And, you know, Bickle has been loose all week long. We've spent a little bit of time with Rich the last couple of nights. And, you know, if you don't know much about what goes on here at the Snowball Derby, it's a lot of bench racing at the favorite watering holes. And we've had our share this week of enjoying that. I tell you, I never really spent that much time with Rich, but you talk about a guy that really got the world by the tail, got his mom with him, got a great crew with him, and those guys look like they're having fun. And when you're running like this, Eddie, having fun, that is as good as it gets in this business.
The fun, it just happens, you know. And yeah, there you see Jody, he's working, he's just riding. I'm telling you, I don't think I'm going to be too far off with Jody there. He's having a great run. He said to us earlier today, you know, he just kind of winked at us and said, I'm good.
Yeah, and it didn't show in qualifying. Nope. It didn't show anywhere in this thing except, you know, in the qualifying race yesterday afternoon, you know, he ran 3rd behind Tammy Joe in the 8 car, finished 3rd in the qualifier. But, you know, his car wasn't that impressive. But, you know, the truth is the cars can change from one day to the next. He's obviously got it hooked up this afternoon, but he did say that he changed the setup on the car from yesterday.
Yes, he did. But you remember, he started just about last in that qualifying race.
Yeah,
he came through there in a hurry, and you know, that was impressive to me.
Well, Bickle's got a mirror full of Dave Mader right now. Once again, a real veteran of this particular race. Dave Mader's been in a lot of them. He ran the Pete Moore race yesterday, the 100-lapper, and you know, maybe that helps, maybe it doesn't, but certainly, you know, Mader has got enough time on this racetrack. He can pretty much start to predict where he's at in comparison to where he's been in years past, and that's big-time experience to know what you want to do to the race car.
Yeah, you know, here we are at lap 180, and we're about 20 laps away. Oh, we got another caution.
Did we curse him? Is it Ridley?
It's Ridley.
We did it to him, didn't it? We sit here and talk about him, and there he goes. He got himself spun out. I don't think he's going to lose a lap, though, is he? You
know, I got a feeling if these racers got their VCRs going, we're not going to get many Christmas cards when they all hear us talking about it.
Let's see if we can check out the replay and find out how Jody Ridley got turned around. Ridley's down in the bottom, or heading to the bottom of the turn. Looks like the 61 car just kind of held his position or drove himself up. That's just one of the racing things.
That's young Tim Fryer, who boy,
Tim does a nice job of saving the car up there in the marbles too when you get right down to it. Now, does Jody get the wall here? Maybe just a little bit.
I believe he did.
Yeah, that's tough. All you got to do is turn that suspension around just a little bit. You got big problems.
Yep.
Caution. Boy, I'll tell you, we're going to have to get the truck to figure out which one it is. We got to be 13 or 14 at this point.
All I know is one of us is buying dinner.
Yeah, you're exactly correct. 182 laps complete. We're showing Ridley's car, and yeah, he sure got the front end, didn't he, Eddie? Now, is that bad or not bad? I mean, there's not anything up there but just some base frame metal up in the front, right?
Right. If he didn't get into that tire, I saw him change a tire, and if he didn't get into that tire, he's not hurting. They need to get the sheet metal picked up and everything, but it's just rubber and steel bumper, and it's what it's for. It's
about ready to get another green flag, too. Here comes Jeff Purvis. He's the leader at lap number 183. We'll go up on the board, and Purvis shuffles off down into turns 1 and 2. Rich Bickle and Freddie Query running in the 2nd and 3rd spot, and got a couple lap cars, and Purvis is gone. I mean, he's coming back to another caution flag, so apparently we've had ourselves another problem at some point on the racetrack, or they just didn't like the start, and that could be possible. It looked like he got an awfully big jump there, didn't he?
Yeah, but I think they've got some debris on the track. Like I said, there's a lot of pieces.
Yeah, you're right. They just confirmed it to us. Debris, as you can see, right there. Excellent camera work this afternoon. Our crew doing a crackerjack job as we're trying to find all of this. you know, sometimes this stuff is awfully hard to see, but boy, while that doesn't look like much, you run over it at speed and it can turn into a huge problem, can't it?
Oh, especially here, you're running extremely fast into the corners, and it doesn't take much of a problem, and you're going to get to visit this new but hard wall they've got around this place.
Yeah, you know, we talked about that. This is the second year that the Derby has been run. It used to be no walls were here, and in fact, Gary Ballou can tell you stories about landing out in the middle of the road over here, the highway, which is just outside of turns 1 and 2. A wall certainly does make a difference for a lot of guys because you could avoid accidents that way by being able to roll out up there at the top of the racetrack. You know, so the wall probably does have its effect on some folks, but hey, everybody's got the same disadvantage, if you want to call it that. Let's go trackside to Mark Allen.
I got a real interesting piece of math for everybody at home. We're just past halfway in this race. It started 41 cars. We're down to 21. Guys, at this rate, it may be the last car running that wins this thing.
Yeah. Mark's looking. I think Mark's trying to get another wager going here, but I'm not biting on this one, Eddie. I'm not going down to how many cars will be left, but I'll guarantee you that that the ones that are left will certainly be, you know, both the lucky ones and the good ones, because you don't even avoid accidents like this all day without you know, without having some driving skill. Randy Fox back on the racetrack in the Hooters sponsored machine. Good to see him back out here. Looks a little bit more like a modified car every time he brings it back, but nevertheless doing all right. Tough break for Jody Ridley, but we see him out there moving around again. So I don't know if Ridley lost a lap or not, Eddie. I'm not showing him up on the top 5 leaders at this point. We'll check that for you and see if he did go a lap down. Meanwhile, same game. Jeff Purvis, the leader. And here we go again, 21 instead of 42 cars strong with the 28th annual Hooters Snowball Derby, and Purvis once again stretches it out. Jeff's got a great car today.
Yes, he does. He's a class of the field right now. You know, I'll tell you, Perel's doing a good job. I think he's only 1 lap down. He's fighting awful hard to get it back, but unfortunately, he's got an awful good car in front of him.
And Jamie Perel is another one of those guys in the 74 car who is real talented, got a lot of time on this racetrack. As we're watching Rich Bickle right now in the number 5 terminal trucking machine, Ricky Brooks is right behind him and almost punts him coming off of turn number 4. And you know, there's nothing called for there. I mean I know Ricky's trying to obviously finish as high as he possibly can, but you can't get there you know, punting somebody else. But Bickle gets it back under control, and he obviously is working his way back up towards the front. And Freddie Query, who is right behind him.
Yeah, you don't want to rub on the guys, especially when you're a lap or so down and the guys on the lead lap aren't. And you know, you don't want to do that because they don't forget. You know, you need to give them a break.
138 laps remaining. I think that means that's all we have left. 138 laps of the 28th annual Snowball Derby.
Anything can happen.
Yeah, you're right, and it apparently already has for a lot of folks. Once again, the Phoenix construction machine, James Finch, has been snake bit. It's snake bit. All he wants to do is win the Snowball Derby. He's won the big races at Nashville. You know, he's had the Busch Grand National pole this year at Talladega. You know, he and Jeff Purvis are going full-time Busch Grand National racing next year. I mean, run the whole series. And he's been with Purvis for 10 years. I mean, he started out with Jeff back in you know, back in the days of the dirt, and then they moved to asphalt. And just saw a shot of Jamie Perel up there, who's putting up a hard fight.
Yep.
And staying right with Purvis in the 74 car. Pretty impressive.
Yeah, I think I'm going to let you talk about Purvis, because every time we've talked about somebody, they fell out. And I'll tell you what, I'm going to let them come at you, not me. So.
yeah, you're right. I don't want to curse Purvis, but you know, he's definitely got the front right now. I think we're starting to simmer down a little bit as you take a look at Larry Raines in the number 37 car there. Raines having a good run this afternoon. He's up to the 5th spot in the race. And I'll tell you what, Raines is one of those guys, again, who has probably had a mediocre machine, but has stayed in contention all afternoon, and it's working for him right now, because just not having any dents on the car is worth a top 10 finish here.
Oh, absolutely. That's if you finish this race without a marker on your car, you either won it or you broke the first
somewhere
lap.
along. Yeah, you're exactly correct. Larry Raines starting to feel the heat there from the number 97 car, and it's one of those deals again, Eddie, where we're at a point where a lot of these guys have got fresh rubber and a lot of them don't, and the fast cars are again moving to the front. You know, with the